Hello, it's Catherine with Yoga from the Heart with Catherine, and we're going to do a nice, simple, easy flow this morning. I'm in my east-facing room, which is where I've got a lot of my Reiki and yoga gear, and I thought I'd give you guys a different angle so you can see you can do yoga at home. It doesn't have to be any fancy place as long as you got room enough for your mat. You can do it. So I've got my mat, I've got a blanket, and if you need a couple blocks, you might want to grab them. I've got a couple right here, and I'm going to put them close to my mat. We're just going to do it easy. I think it's just going to be real quick. I'd say 20 minutes, mostly because I need it. And you know what? When I need it, I'm thinking somebody else out there might need it too. It's kind of like making cookies. If you need a cookie, someone else is gonna need a cookie. Yeah. So anyway, get your goodies, get your stuff set up, and we will be on our mat here in just a minute. Make sure you have some water too, okay? And I'm just gonna do while we're doing this. Got my big seated meditation bolster on my mat, and I'm actually sitting right behind you. I've got my little cards, all my oracle cards on a little desk behind where I'm at. Yeah, it was kind of handy. So I think I'm going to draw from the chakra wisdom cards this day. This little deck. I like this deck. Here, put it there. Okay, so you ready? I think I am. I'm going to scoot back. Always have my cushions, and I never sit on them. That's the way it is, right? Right. So ahead and make sure I got all the cards. This deck's really interesting. It's a complete spiritual toolkit for transforming your life, and it has Wisdom Oracle Guidebook for the Chakras. Tori Hartman is the author of this deck. It has, I don't know, 6 or 7 cards in each of the 7 chakras that we have, and it gives you a little bit of my insight to yourself, insight to your day, and insight to what you can focus on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is shuffle this one more time because I think it needs it. Yeah. And draw this one because this one feels like a winner. They're all winners. All right, I'll move the deck out of the way. And this one is Enlightenment. It is a yellow chakra card. All right. And Enlightenment almost looks like it has the sage and the sun and somebody coming up too there. So I'm going to get into Enlightenment. Enlightenment is topaz. And these are cards. So we have a root, our sacral and the solar plexus, heart, throat. Oh, sorry about that. The third eye and the top of our head, our ground chakra. So this one is in the yellow. So it's going to be in our solar plexus. And the yellow cards, it says right here, manifesting intention. The yellow cards are the third chakra, the solar plexus chakra, reveal our planning processes. Do we have logical or scattered approach? Because they represent thinking and problem solving, yellow cards reveal our ability to resolve issues. In a sense, they show us what's in our mind. Okay. In yellow, we turn on the lights, and let the spirits know we are home. If we don't let them know we are home, they can't bring us our desires. Ultimately, the third chakra relates to our instinct and how our life is directed by it. When we can see, our instinct guides our thoughts, and then we will understand what we need to do. So when it is related to our emotions, instinct is frequently the first thing that gets shut down. Remember what I said? Look at the previous chakra, the second chakra in this case, so the sacral. If you feel blocked, every decision that we have made in a flash to move forward or to stop is in this shifting. There is a moment, a split second, in which we decide, and in this chakra, if you allow magic into your life. Okay, so enlightenment, an opportunity to make an enlightened decision is inherent in topaz. The journey of the true destiny is the vibrational energy here. Regal gold and earthy brown mixed to create something spectacular. Your experience will guide others. Okay, and then one more little thing. Um, the legend is, it says, if I seek peace, I must embrace my fears. The legend for this card is Topaz is a renowned spiritual teacher. People travel to hear his wisdom, so he's a teacher in this card. He is journeying up a mountain to seek the private counsel with a great servant. When a young boy stops him, the boy asks, if enlightenment is to be found in my own mind, how do I get there? The moment before he disappears into the mist, Topaz replies, through your fears. So at this time in inspiration, our journey is more important than the destination. So the process, okay? Remember, if you face your fear, you'll grow stronger, and relief awaits. Cool card. Just think of these three words: support, courage, and confidence. And, write down those fears. Meditate on them. Let them go. Okay, so we're going to do some breath and then get into our practice. I always do a little bit of movement just to get my body warmed up. I'm going to sit here, sits bones, roll the shoulders up and down and back. Draw the chin in toward the chest. Sit nice and tall. Yeah. Bring your hands up high overhead. Reach them up. Palms come together, and I want you to exhale. Bring those hands into your heart center. And do it a couple times. 2 more times. Big breath, stretching and opening, and the exhale. Bring those hands into your heart center. 1 more time. Big breath. Scoop, scoop, scoop. And exhale, release. Releasing those fears, making room for new, right? Set your intention, the dedication to this practice, whatever it might be. Just being here, okay? Oh. And when you've said that, flutter open those eyes. Go ahead and press your hands up high overhead. Reach them up. And then exhale, release, nice and long. Okay? Bring the fingers to the tops of the knees. Roll those shoulders up and down and back. Find a little bit of a twist, taking the left hand to the top of the right knee and the right hand behind us, pressing deep into the earth and just kind of supporting yourselves, okay? Imagine pushing the arm really close into the back, lifting up, and exhale. Just kind of give yourself a little bit of a nudge, a little twist, looking over that right shoulder. Breathe in and out. 1 more time. And out. Yeah. Bring yourself back into center. Shoulders. Roll them up and down and back. And we're going to take that right hand to the top of the left knee. Left hand behind us. Just press the palm into the earth. Sit nice and tall. Walk that elbow in close to the body. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Don't dump into the hand. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. It's just supporting you. 1 more time. Breath in. And out. Nice job. Inhale, bring your hands to the tops of the knees. And let's just go ahead and scoop that low back away. Rolling the shoulders in, tucking the chin in. Just finding a little bit of seated cat. And inhale up. And a strong straight spine. Lifting the shoulders, lifting that chin, the head. Finding a nice big scoop through the back. You can open your eyes and look at the sky, ceiling, whatever it is over your head. Exhale, nice and easy. Draw that chin in toward your chest. Rounding through the back. Maybe pushing the belly button into the spine. Imagine that. Now, you're not really doing it, but it's how we think about movement in our body and alignment. All right? Inhale up. Last time. Nice and easy. Scrolling it back into that seated cat. Room in the head. And 1 more time. Up. Nice and strong. Really feeling this on my hip flexors this morning. Yeah. It's morning when I'm recording this, but if it's nighttime, you can still do this, okay? Right, fingers to the tops of the, the little leg area here. Just let them rest right there, okay? I'm going to drop that chin in toward our chest. Feel the back of the neck nice and open, okay? Find yourself strong through your spine. Don't let yourself kind of collapse. I want you to big breath in and sit tall here, but tuck that chin. Just allow the back of the neck down into the thoracic. Be soft, okay? And then we inhale, bring the chin into center, and then point the eyes and chin to the sky. All right. Just moving that neck and those shoulders. All right. We're going to exhale, dropping that chin back into the chest. Maybe separating the teeth, letting the jaw be soft. Yeah. And then nice and easy, slip the chin. Eyes go back up to the sky. Feels pretty good. Okay. Back into center. I want to drop that left ear over to the left shoulder. And you know, when I come in here, I never just go clunk. I just kind of sneak into it. It's nice and easy. Yeah, I'm really feeling nice opening on that right side. Inhale, back into center. And then gently drawing that right ear over toward the right shoulder. Okay? Separating the teeth. Don't let them crunch together. That jaw appreciates a little bit of love. All right, and back into center. Okay, I'm going to drop that chin back into the chest. And then connect some dots here, bringing that left ear over toward the left shoulder. And rolling the head so it hangs heavy, looking up to the sky. And dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. And chin back into center. And just nice and easy. Connect this movement. Rolling the chin and head into the ears and back and chest. And just do it 2 or 3 times. Okay. And when you end yourself up where the chin's hanging heavy on the chest, find your pause. Oh, breath. And then we're going to go to the right side with the right ear. Just reversing that. And then being in the back of the head. Heavy eyes to the sky. And then left ear over to the left shoulder. And the chin into the center. And then nice and easy, just slowly connect all those spots along the way. Do it 2 or 3 times. Same amount you did on the other side. Breath moving in and out. And then when you get done, just bring that head. Just let it hang. The chin's on the chest. Oh, I usually close my eyes. Otherwise, I get dizzy. Yeah. All right. And then gently bring the chin up. Yeah. I'm going to bring the hands up high overhead. I want you to interlace those fingers. And then just flex and move the palms so they're facing toward the sky. And here, really lengthen up through that spine so much that you feel almost like your shoulders are on your ears. Okay, when you do that, and then just settle down with the breath and let the shoulders kind of glide down. Not so much of a reach, okay? Drop the hands out in front of us, right at shoulder height. Yeah. And then flip and bring so the palms face you. You might have to bend your elbows a little bit. Now, if you feel yourself really leaning forward, pull it back just a bit, okay? Right, we just want to be nice and strong and straight here, using some core, lifting those hands up overhead. And set the flat of the palms almost flat toward your head. Yeah, okay. Right, and then drop them back down to the shoulder height. We're going to do a little bit of shoulder love here. Elbows, so I want you to bring that right shoulder out, right elbow out, and just kind of feel a little bit of a pull through there. Just on the shoulder, the bicep area on the right side. The left elbow is pretty much in the front of your body. And then inhale, bring your hands back in center and walk them over to the left side. Yeah. Just be mindful of how everything is feeling this morning. Okay? And back into center. Flipping the hands so the palms are away from you. Lifting them up over your head. Maybe finding that huge, big, tall, strong stretch. And then settle it down. Okay, and release those hands nice and long. Let them drift all the way down to your thighs. Shoulders roll up and down and back. And then I want you to roll your right wrist. Kind of go in each direction. Flutter the fingers. Just moving, maybe just making a fist. And just finding a little bit of love in the back of the hand and the wrist, up and into the elbow and the shoulders. Okay, flutter those fingers, make it a nice little squeezy fist, and then settle that hand down. We'll do that same love for their left hand, and each side of our body is a little different. Don't worry, it's okay. All right, little flutters. All right, you ready? Let's get on the mat. I want you to find yourself in a tabletop. Again, have your blocks close by, up on the head, at the top part of your mat. And I'm going to get over on mine. I'm going to move my seated cushion off the mat. I think I'll probably just move it completely out of the camera so you guys aren't tempted to look at it. It's a pretty awesome cushion. Okay, off it goes. All right, so onto our mat. If you need to put a blanket under your knees, go ahead and do that. It's always a nice little thing to do. Okay, and just let yourself settle in here into your tabletop. Okay, all right. So my knees are underneath my hips, the shins are pointing back, and the hands are spread nice and wide so that they are supporting underneath my shoulders. Good morning, Charlotte. Did you join us for yogas? Sorry, you missed your alarm, huh? Okay, so my hands, they are super spread wide, nice and strong to support me. Got those thumbs slightly tucked in, and my knees are just, four-legged table here. All right, I want you to do is just soften those shoulder blades and draw the chin in toward the chest so that your eyes are looking straight down at the mat versus peeking, okay? So what we want to do is try to really extend top of the head all the way down to the tailbone in the best straight line that we can, okay? Pull that belly button in. Support the spine, support your core. All right. I'm going to flow into a cow. So drop the belly, push the hips, power those hands, let the head and eyes go up to the sky, softening that belly. And we're going to exhale, find a cat. Tucking the hips, tucking the chin, rolling everything in and pushing our back to the sky, arching like a kitty. Inhale into cow. Filling up those lungs as we move. And as we exhale, squeezing all of that air out, finding the full expression of our cat. And do this a couple more times. Maybe fluttering your fingers, just keeping those wrists active. All right. You can go as fast or slow as you want. I'm just being very mindful of my movement, how my body's feeling this morning. Oh, it feels good. Yeah. Nice job. Okay. And then nice and easy, let's go ahead and bring ourselves back into that tabletop. Okay. And what I want you to do is make sure that you have space. Maybe just work with the cat. They're underneath me all the time. Yeah, okay. I'm going to want to step my right foot back. I'm going to keep my left hand and right hand on the mat. They're underneath my shoulders. That left knee is pretty much as good as I can get it underneath the hips, kind of keeping a nice strong table here. The right toes are rolled over so the pad of that right foot is on the mat, and my right leg's nice and long and strong. Okay, now you can stay right here, maybe move forward and back a little bit, flexing those legs. Okay. And then finding stillness, bringing that heel up to hip height. I'm going to bring the eyes onto the mat. Maybe take a peek. Make sure that that leg's nice and strong and straight. The foot is flat. Okay. And then we're going to tuck in, bring that knee into the nose, rounding in. And then with a nice big inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, tuck it in. Big inhale. That's good. One more time. Yeah. And last time, nice and long. Flexing that foot, maybe rolling the ankle. Okay. And then I want you to do is bring that right foot out to the right side of your body. Okay, we're going to go into gate pose. So the left knee and the right foot are kind of in this nice little triangle thing going on. You're going to walk your fingers back up toward your thigh. Okay, the flat of that right foot is on the mat. Okay, and nice and slowly, just kind of engage your core. Use that left leg and start to bring those hands up. Yeah. up to maybe up to your hips. Maybe just let them hang here. Okay. Take a breath. Feels good. Okay. You feel some movement in that right leg. Ooh, a little bit of hip flexor left there. Right foot's flat. Okay. You bring your hands up high overhead. Reach them up. Brace the turbulence if you've got them. I want you to leave that right hand and let the left hand trail down that left side body. Just find a nice little soft half moon. Bringing those right fingers over the left side of the body. Keep that top shoulder back. Okay. And inhale, both hands up overhead. Let the right leg and right hand connect. Letting that right hand slide down toward the knee, the left hand rainbows up and over. No spaghetti fingers, nice and energy flowing through them. Okay, inhale. Back up. Good morning, Charlotte. All right, and bring the hands back down onto the mat, back into your tabletop spot. Kick that right foot behind you. Maybe move forward and back. Just to let everything go. Okay, and then drop that knee back into tabletop. So both hands are into the shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide. Left knee, left, right knee. Everything's in connection. Float cat-cow if you wanna, because you can. Okay. And then nice and slowly, let's find that neutral spot. We're gonna step the left toes back into the left side, just like we did on the right side. Maybe moving back and forward, just a little bit. The shifts. Yeah, feels good. Okay. All right. And then when you're ready, center it up and lift that left heel up. And I'm just kind of peeking over my left shoulder, trying to make sure that the heel is at hip height. Find my balance again, flat foot. And as I exhale, bring that knee into the nose. Inhale nice and long. Exhale, knee to nose. We do this 3 times. Big inhale. Last exhale, squishing that knee into the nose. And straightening the leg out. Feels good. Right, and then walk it out to the side. Plop. And just kind of giving yourself an eyeball, ankle and knee, and everything's all squared off. Finding your balance. Just slowly walk those fingers up to the thigh on that right side. Bring yourself up. Okay, now, you just kind of get your balance and know that each side of the body is a little different. Right? Okay. Shoulders come up. Hands come up overhead. Finding our gate pose on this side, it feels pretty good. You want to stay here, you can. Or you can bring that right hand down the right side body and rainbow the left hand up and over. Just be mindful of energy flowing through you. To the chin, shoulders back. Brace your turbulence. And inhale, hands come up high overhead. We're going to go to the left hand down that left leg, rainbowing that right hand up and over. Can that shoulder back. Lifting the chin just a little bit. Feels good. Yeah. And inhale, both hands up high. Oh, dropping them down onto the mat, finding your shoulders being supported by the hands. Walk that left knee back. Move back and forth a little bit if you need to. And then dropping that left knee down back into tabletop. Couple cat-cows. And if you want, you can slide back into a child's pose. I'm going to skip it this day. I'm just going to do some extra tabletops. A little bit of movement. Just giving some love to my back. Okay. And find stillness. If you're in tabletop, thanks. And then if you're in child's pose, thanks. Okay. And then if you're in child's pose, walk those hands under the shoulders. Find your way into tabletop. We're going to tuck our toes and make our way into a down dog. Yeah, you ready? Hoisting those hips. Feet are at hip distance. Take a peek. Make sure that's true. And when you do that, your head just kind of drifts so that the ears are on the inside of the forearms. Your hands are spread nice and wide, maybe slightly wider than shoulder width. That's okay, okay? And then go ahead and walk that dog because your hips are pointing to the sky. You're in a beautiful upside down V. Just really, really, really finding a nice big stretch here, okay? And when I walk my dog, I'm not in any hurry most days. And every once in a while I go a little faster. But today I'm just going to
Just going to see how things are doing, how they're feeling. And I'm just alternating by pressing one heel down, bending opposite knee, and just flexing back and forth, keeping my hands active just by kind of fluttering those fingers into the mat. Okay, it feels good. And when you've got that down dog pretty much walked, give yourself a pause. And I want you to come up onto the tippy toes and just kind of lean into the pads of the feet. And then just gently exhale, push your heels down. Maybe keep the knees soft. They don't have to come all the way down, those heels, just toward the mat. Big stretch there. Okay, we're going to inhale, come back up onto those tippy toes, flex your fingertips. And then exhale, nice and easy back down on toward those heels. Just a big stretch. Keep those knees soft. They don't have to be stretched. Okay. All right, now this time I want you to inhale up onto those tippy toes and just bend the knees just a little bit. And I'm going to slowly start to walk our fingers and feet into the middle of our mat. Okay, I'm going to find a rag doll. The feet are at a hip distance apart. You can make sure this is true by tucking both fingers together, both hands together into a fist, and just kind of slide them in between that fleshy part right behind the big toe. Okay, bend your knees as much as you need to. Maybe even bring the belly down onto the thighs. Okay, and here you could stay, or maybe bring those forearms onto the thighs like we like to do. Just giving ourselves a little bit of that forward fold support. Or if you're wanting to, you would just kind of let the arms hang heavy and the head hang heavy, finding that ragdoll, maybe grabbing opposite elbows. And the chest and the thighs can be close here. You can start to straighten those legs, pushing the hips up to the sky. Okay. Wherever you are, give that head a nice, easy no nod. And then find a yes up and down. Okay. And then we're just going to bring those fingers a little closer to the mat. And I'm swaying a little bit because that feels good. I'm going to compress through the thighs and bring my belly onto my thighs and gently just start to bring myself up into standing. Now, if you noticed that I directed my camera in portrait, there's a reason, because we're going to be standing. Huh? I always have something in mind. Oh, standing. Maybe walking those feet out a skosh. Is that a measure? Moving the feet side to side a little bit, lifting. Yeah. And the shoulders back. Maybe it feels good to let the arms hang heavy. And slowly start to tap your hands on the opposite hip. Now, I'm not going in the right thing, so I got to get my movement. Okay? Just kind of seeing how things feel. Swaying with the arms. Maybe it feels good to lift them up. Kind of one of those carnival rides. Nice and big. Yeah, good movement. Let the neck join in. Just easy lift with the chin. And the gaze. Go the same direction as the hands, or you just want to kind of be shy, chill. Just kind of sway a little bit. That's okay. It's okay. Just letting blood flow and movement and breath go through us. All right. All right. Now gently find yourself into some stillness. Okay. And I'm going to turn so I can give you full front body. Big. I have my feet. They are underneath my hips. Okay. I'm going to bring the hands up high overhead, nice and tall. Bring my fingers together in a steeple. Lift up. And exhale, bring those hands into my heart center. Okay. Anytime we're doing a half moon, you can always do it with our hands here. It's okay. It's good for our shoulders. Sometimes we need that, all right? But you always want to start. If you want to, you can bring your hands up high overhead. Now, option here, we can let the left hand stay and the right hand trail down our body, or we can keep those hands close together and interlace. We're just going to do this one time, okay? I'm going to keep my hands up high overhead, or you can bring them to your chest,
I'll lengthen up nice and long through that body. And I'm going to exhale. Start to push my left hip out and find a sway through my lower body. And then just kind of bring those right fingers over toward the right side. Okay. Lift my chin. Maybe look up at the inside of that left elbow. Keep that left shoulder back. And the right hip. Yeah. And breathe in. Bring myself back up into center. Let everything reset. Click, click, click. Lengthen up nice and long. And take it over to the left. Those hips go to the right. Okay? And just be mindful that each side of the body is fluid and beautiful and strong. Lifting that chin, looking up toward that right elbow. And breathe in. Phew. And bring my hands into heart center. I'm just going to do a supported back bend. Taking my pinkies, and they're going to look like this on my low back. So I'm going to put them on my low back. Squish the pinkies together, and I spread my hands nice and wide. Whoop. My feet are at hip distance. Maybe a little wider. Okay. And soften my knees. Power up those feet. Draw it up my body, up into my hips. My fingers, my pinkies are touching. My thumbs are spread nice and wide over my back. And I'm just going to support myself by guiding those hips forward. Maybe drawing the elbows in closer. Start to lean my shoulders back. Start to look up toward the sky. All right? Just be nice and open here. No fear. You've got this. You're not going to fall. Take a big breath here. Gently just support yourself back up into that center position. What we're going to do is find a little bit of supported forward fold. You do what feels best for you, maybe bending those knees and bringing the elbows down to the thighs. Finding that squat. Letting the head be heavy. And if it feels curious within you, maybe letting the hands start to drift down toward the mat. You start to straighten up those legs, pushing the hips a little more skyward, straightening out those legs. You don't have to, but what we really want to do is stay close together with the chest on the thighs. Okay, maybe, just maybe, leaning all the way forward, grabbing opposite elbows and finding that ragdoll. Okay, or hands behind the knees. Bring yourself a nice little compact squeeze. Yeah, okay. Feels good. Okay, now I want you to do is just kind of lift up enough where you can reach over and grab one of your blocks and bring it right under your face. Okay. Now I've got mine so it's going the long way, almost the same direction as my mat. Okay. And what I want you to do is to take your right hand, keep your knees bent. Take that right hand and press it right on top of that block. Okay, and we're going to start to do is going to straighten out those legs just a little bit. A little bit of separation with the belly and the thighs. Okay, and I want to keep that right knee bent and start to straighten out that left leg. Okay, I want to lift our left hand up nice and long. Like a big stretch. Expansion of all those joints, those tendons and those muscles. Fluttering those left fingers and gently bending that left knee. Letting that left hand return down to the mat. Excusing the right hand because that left hand's going to go where the right hand was on top of the block. Both knees are bent. All right. Keep that left knee bent. What I'm going to start to do is straighten out that right leg. And lift that right hand up. That big expansion. Oh my gosh. Feeling the energy from those right fingers all the way down. All the way down to my toes. All the way down through the shoulders. And gently exhale, bring that right hand down. Maybe let both hands just kind of chill there on the block. Find a little squat here. Maybe you need to bring those forearms onto the thighs. Yeah. And gently start to straighten the legs. Bring the beautiful self up into that standing position. Bring the hands up high overhead. Find a little bit of movement. Yeah. Okay. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Bring those hands back down. Scooch the block out of the way. Hands to the mat.
Walk your feet back down into down dog. If you're not sure if you're in the right spot, tuck the knees and the hands under the shoulders. Find that tabletop. Looking good. All right. And then tuck the toes. All right. Lifting up. Yeah. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to plant that left foot. We're just going to straighten out that right leg. Maybe bring the heel over to the glute if you want, finding a little bit of movement. Okay. We're going to go into half scorpion. Sometimes we just need to move. You know what I want to do is I'm going to drop that right toe down and lift and do that same little love with the left leg. Why not, right? Why wait? Yeah, okay. And then gently settle that left foot down. Lift and bring the right toes up. And slide that right knee behind the right wrist. And just letting that left leg go nice and long behind you. You would stay right here. Those hands under the shoulders. Kind of walking that right foot out. Okay. Just feeling a nice opening. Now you can always do this on your back if you need to, doing a pigeon on your back. You just simply roll over and bend the left knee and bring the sole of the right foot to the top of the left knee. Okay? Getting the same love for those hip flexors. All right. You can do it. All right. That's a modification. What I'm gently going to do is I'm going to slowly bring myself down into the pigeon a little bit closer. So I'm going to drop down that right glute area, bringing, the elbows down. Now, if you have your block still close by, you could drop it underneath your chest, or maybe the elbows, or maybe it feels good and you want to get it ready because you know you're going to need it. And bring that block right under your forehead, okay? Now, here we don't want to be rolling over. We want to be as straight as you can in a yoga pose, okay? This alignment's what we're shooting for. Yeah. And if it feels good, you can walk those elbows out and maybe let the chest and forehead come all the way down. Or even stacking the fists one on top of the other and just letting them rest on your forehead, giving some love to that third eye. Sometimes I do that when I've got the microphone on because the microphone kind of gets in the way of getting close. Yeah, this one does. All right. So just give yourself a little bit of love, a little bit of breath. Maybe wiggle out and settle yourself down a little bit closer. Those big breaths that push through the belly and up into the lungs, opening the shoulders. Yeah, feeling it here. Okay, and then gently, let's just gently walk those hands underneath the shoulders. Maybe find a big stretch, lifting up. Okay, I'm gonna slowly tuck the left toes. If you're on your back, just go ahead and stay there, dropping that right foot down to the mat. Here, we're going to tuck our toes on the left foot and shake out that right leg. And then gently dropping the right foot down. Okay. Finding down dog one more time. It's not perfect. It just feels good. All right. We're going to inhale, lift the left toes up high, finding our pigeon on the left side. Moving forward, sliding that left knee behind the left wrist. Mindful of that foot. Right leg goes nice and long, taking a peek, making sure that's true. You can stay on your hands. You know, each side of the body feels a little different. That's okay. If you want to, you can drop down onto your elbows and make your way all the way down onto that little baby pigeon, taking a nap, dropping the block onto the chest or underneath the forehead, or like I said, maybe just stacking one hand on top of the other, or the fist, and just kind of making a little stand here for your forehead and moving the head back and forth, side to side. Feeling those breaths, lift that back and open up those hips and the shoulders. And just allow space to be created within you. Anything that no longer serves you, say goodbye. Let it go. Yeah. Okay. A couple more breaths. No rush here. Hi. I nabuto manalajo. Yes. Okay. Okay. And then gently walk the hands under the shoulders. Maybe lift up a little bit. See how that feels. It's a big stretch through the front of the body. Feels good on my left quad, back of the hamstring. Even the right hip flexor. I'm getting things. I'm feeling things. Yeah. Okay. So hands under the shoulders. We're going to tuck the right toes, pigeons on your back. Just roll down. Bring those both feet to the mat. All right. Pigeons, go ahead and lift the left toes. Shake it out. And then gently drop down into your down dog. Pigeons, go ahead and drop onto the knees. Drop onto the sits bones. And bring the feet out in front of us. Grabbing one block. Okay, pigeons on your back. You should be here because we're going to be joining you. We're going to drop ourselves down. Knees are to the sky. Sits bones are in the middle of the mat. We're going to drop down onto our back, grabbing that block, lifting it up over our shoulders in both hands. Okay, I want you to walk your heels so they are on the out edges of your mat. The toes are draped off. Okay, and then just gently windshield wiper your knees left and right. Now, I've got my block up over my shoulders because I'm going to stretching through my upper body. But if it's too much, just go ahead and bring your hands down to your chest. And let the elbows rest. Just windshield wiper those knees left and right. That's pretty good. Go fast or slow. Maybe you feel a spot and you go, oops, I need to pause there and just kind of send some extra love. Right? Yeah. Okay. And when you've done both sides equal number of times, go ahead and walk those knees back into center. Heels start to heel toe back in so they are hip width distance, and then gently walk them in closer to your sits bones. We're going to find a supported bridge. Now, bridge right here. This is cool. If you don't have a block, you can have your hands down by your hips and just start to lift up the low back. You're putting the weight in your shoulders. Eyes are looking straight to the sky. Okay. And then just gently roll it down. Now, if you have a block or something you can use as a block, I'm going to take it, I'm going to push our heels and lift up just enough that we can slide that block underneath our low back. Okay, finding that supported bridge. This block is not any higher than the top of my hips. It's not any lower than my tailbone. There's this magic sweet spot that everybody has. It feels good. If it's uncomfortable, just kind of push your heels in and just kind of play with the placement of the block. If it's still not comfortable, maybe lift up enough that you can drop that block into the lower position, okay? And if it's still not doing anything for you, just remove the block completely and come all the way down to your back and float your bridge up and down just by gently lifting those hips, okay? But we're going to do a supported bridge right here, okay? All right. And if you're still floating because you didn't have a block, go ahead and pause and bring your low back down onto the mat. Those with blocks, go ahead and leave your block underneath your low back and gently bring the knees up over your hips. Feet just kind of dangle. Yeah. Hands are down by your hips, just to there. Nice extension of the shoulders, and gently lower the feet down. A little bit of core work here. All right, we're going to inhale, bring those knees up, nice and easy. And exhale, lower them down. Okay. Now this time, I want you to inhale both knees up and start to extend your feet to the sky. Push your heels. And you don't have to be as straight legs up the wall. Okay. Tuck the toes in. All right. And gently bend the knees. And slowly lower the feet. Okay. Now I want you to leave the left foot down. Bring that right knee up. Extend the heel. And slowly lower it to the earth. Do the same thing on the left. Knee up. Heel up. Legs up the wall. Leg up the wall. Bending and dropping. Okay. And I'm going to do both knees one more time. Because what I want to do is open up my legs into a V. Oh, and back into center, and then shift want my left heel go nice and long, and right heel kind of comes up over my head. And then bring the feet back up into that legs of the wall and change legs. Extending that right leg and letting the left leg come over my head. Now you can play. You can find what you want. Oh, you're jonesing for something, do it. Okay? And maybe you just want to say, you know what? I want to be in legs up the wall because this feels good. But someplace along the way, you're going to say, and I'm done. Okay? So when you're ready for that, and I'm done, go ahead and just gently bring the feet back together overhead. The knees bend, and you drop those feet. And if it feels good, maybe find that full expansion bridge, where you walk the heels all the way out to the top of the mat. And you just kind of feel a little long and thin, long as svelte in the front of the body. That's the only time of the year I do. Okay. So maybe walk the heels out. Don't have to be here too long. And if it's not anything that your body craves, you can slowly just walk the heels back in toward your sits bones. Finding that supported bridge. Yeah. Okay. All of these things can be done without the blocking. Just do them straight on the mat. Okay. And then gently walk the heels in. Push the heels into the earth. Lift up just enough that you can remove that block. Slowly lower your spine. So the tailbone is the last thing to come down. Walk the heels out just a bit. And windshield wiper those knees 2 or 3 times. Nice and slow. And then bring those knees back into center. Take your fingers around your knees and draw them into your chest. Give yourself a little bit of spine love. Maybe rocking and rolling side to side. Knees sway a bit. And then slowly lower your legs all the way down. Finding Shavasana. And the feet be on the mat. And let yourself take up space. And your arms are either way out to the side of your body or just kind of dangling. All right? And just kind of be heavy here. And take a big breath in. And let a big breath go. And a breath in. A breath out. And this one, I want you to take the biggest breath in you have taken all practice long. Suck it in. And when you can't take any more air in, open your mouth and just let it go loud and proud. Find Shavasana and stay there. Our card today is enlightenment. Enjoy your Shavasana. Just stay. If I seek peace, I must embrace my fears. The legend is Topaz is a renowned spiritual teacher. People travel to hear his wisdom. He is journeying up a mountain to seek private counsel with a great servant. When a young boy stops him, the boy asks, if enlightenment is to be found in my own mind, how do I get there? The moment before he disappears into the mist, Topaz replies, through your fears. At this time, your journey is more important than your destination. Remember, if you face your fear, you will grow stronger. Relief awaits. My thoughts always drive my choices. How can my thoughts heal myself? The path to enlightenment the reluctant sage, taking time alone to connect, trusting your intuition, needing solitude and time for reflection, support, courage, confidence. A meditation is to write down your fears and close your eyes. Imagine these fears staying with you always. Then imagine them one by one, walking in faith alongside you. Stride through the garden of fear and allow them to stay behind. What is more painful, keeping those fears or releasing them? The choice is yours. Slowly start to bring your awareness right back here. And just kind of find movement with your fingers and your hands, your toes, your feet. When you're ready, I want you to gently roll over to your favorite side. Let your knees come closer to your chest and the favorite side arm be a pillow. And gently with those hands right there in front of your face, press yourself up into a seated position. You can use a block to sit on or your bolster. Just sit there right on your mat. Bring yourself in, the legs crossed, maybe long in front of you. Take a big breath in. Let it go. And bring our hands high overhead. Palms come together and we exhale those hands into our heart center. Namaste means the light in me honors the light in you. And I do. I honor the light, love, beauty, truth, kindness in you too. Because it's running strong in me. And with these things shared, there is nothing different or distant between us. We are the same and thankfully one. From my very grateful heart to yours, namaste. So sometimes when yoga is going on, you need a little more than what just is in the plan. And today's practice is a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. So it's okay. And you know what? I feel a whole lot better. And I sure hope you do too. So I want you to have an awesome day. Stay strong, friends. Stay healthy. Wash your hands, wear your masks, and know that you are loved and missed. And I will see you soon. Bye now. Right, Char? Okay. See ya.